that is maybe a problem.
Oh, Balint, we're on. So nice that you're here. Yeah. And I hope that you're seeing everything. I don't know what you were referring to, but you are able to see the screen. So you have it live, I think. And we're good to go.
Super. I can see the moves you played, so that is maybe
Yeah, but that is totally fine for now, Balint. That is okay for me. So you also need to see the comments, yeah, because
if we are the move.
pardon me.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking about that. If we are doing like last time, that is guessing the move. So maybe you should.
No,
Uh,
no, 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 no. We are not doing guess the move. I'm sorry. Yeah. To me, it turns out it works better if I prepare some kind of analysis by myself and then ask you where I have questions.
okay,
So I
cool.
hope this is okay for you.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, let us just start. So what do we have today? We have the second round of the DSAM 2025. It is the German's Chess Amateurs Championship preliminary round in Travemünde, which is close to the Baltic Sea. And I had a draw in game number 1 in the morning. And this is the afternoon game starting at, I think, 2 o'clock, maybe. Yeah, 3 o'clock. So I had 0.5 points out of 5. And to have a good start into the tournament, I needed a win. And I was kind of happy to have white because I thought I would know what I would be doing. And Niklas Schütt, his German rating DWZ was 1407. I thought, well, this is kind of my rating range, so I will have a good game. Balint, to my surprise, a 13-year-old child showed up and we chatted a little before the game. He is 5 years in a chess club, and yeah, his chess club is called TuS Maccabi 1965 in Frankfurt. And it is the chess division, of course. And to me, that's great about this tournament. Usually I only play people from Hamburg, but this gives me the opportunity to play people from like basically all over Germany who make the way to Travemünde. Okay, so I was scared as we had a child playing. Well, child, 13 years. Well, you know what I mean. Okay.
I know that is
Mm.
um, that could be one of my students, and I know they are really dangerous. So do
Yeah.
not
Mm.
do not let you let trick you to
Yeah.
trick
Okay.
you, because they are super dangerous and of course very motivated and with a lot of energy, playing with a lot of energy and motivation. So
Yeah. So
you should be very. Mhm.
before the tournament, I wanted to do lots of opening preparation, but I didn't do it. So basically, in move 3, I was already, this was wrong, so we have it here. So in move 3, I was already out of book. I didn't know really what to do, so I just played e4 to stop the pawn advancing further, attacking my knight. Yeah, and I will of course have to look this up in my course afterwards, so I know what to do next time.
Yeah, you'll have the mental preparation, the biggest, the most important for this type of games.
Yeah, so I didn't spend lots of time because I played like 1,000 blitz games with a
Hmm.
setup like this. So here, yeah, all was good. Then the castling, and then he castled, and When I didn't study chess, I just took a look at openings and what is easiest to play with white. And I read that if I play here knight d2, yeah, I'm basically ready to play against everything. So before I really studied chess, I played like 1,000 blitz games with this setup, and yeah, I know it would kind of work in a blitz game, yeah. But in classical, I was very unsure because usually I would somehow sacrifice something on the king side and then just start a pawn march. But I know that in classical it doesn't work because it's too weak. Yeah,
You
especially
were
if
suspicious, right? Is that correct?
yes,
Or
correct, yes.
all
So
the time some questions? Yeah.
no, I thought the knight on c3 couldn't hurt. And Balint, what is your opinion on this position?
Everything is fine. Usually, how to say, three big general tips in every opening. Keep take the control over the center. Try to
Mhm.
play with one piece only once, and fast castle.
Yes.
You are doing well. Everything is fine. So multiple openings showing us that you're on the correct path if you are doing these three things. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, I believe very rare happens that you are playing with the same piece twice or even more. So that happens maybe at the beginning, but later you are, of course, next 5, 7, 10 moves you are following this how to say orders or rules or some way to make opening safe and to have normal good standard position and
Mm-hmm.
stable position. So you played once with pawn, 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 knight, knight, bishop, and castle. All good.
Yep. Thank you. Then we continue, and he played h6. And as I said, I was happy because in these blitz games, I would usually just sacrifice a bishop, start a pawn march, and somehow try to. And I believe in more than half of the games it works. Yeah, against my
Yeah.
in my rating range. Yeah, but
You were
here,
ready to sacrifice something. So
yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah. So here I know it wouldn't work. And so I played bishop e3 after 3 minutes 30. And I wrote here I wasted a tempo, could have developed to bishop d2 right away.
Mhm.
Because he played knight g4. And I didn't like to give him my bishop.
Yeah, I understand. So usually h3 is correct to prevent that, and then bishop e3. But also
Mm.
in this type of position, knight g4 will not give him some big, how to say, big tempo because you are going back on d2, and later with h3 you are doing the same thing. And at the beginning he will take one tempo with knight g4, but later you will take one tempo with h3 and eye for the eye.
Yeah, and I thought h3 would be considered a grandpa move, so I didn't do it. And yeah, I moved back with the bishop.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
okay, but later, I'm
Mm.
speaking about that later. So first of all, of course, save your bishop, and then
Yeah. Mm.
uh, maybe h3 could be really.
Yeah. I unfortunately I had other problems to deal with. So he played f5 right away. And here I
So
was like, yeah, here I wrote I didn't want to give him f4, so I took. Probably should have played 8 h3 earlier, question mark, question mark, question mark. So when I do my commentary here, if I write 5 question marks, it's my sign, ask Balint. about this, and you answered it before I was able to ask the question. So, Balin, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. That was suggestion from F5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
interesting. Sometimes your this bishop e3 could be some provocative move where you are leaving the opportunity for your opponent to make some mistake. And I'm not sure is that correct, that knight g4 to attack the bishop. Seems like, yeah, I don't have nothing else in f5, but I believe you'll find a way to punish this. Did you play something like knight to d5?
well, you find out later on. So first, I took his pawn.
I want to give him 14 a2 possible should. Yeah, this is good. So
Okay, so
questions.
I was scared that he plays f4. Didn't like that too much. Yeah, because
That is the reason why knight d5 was my idea to stop f4. One of the ideas to stop that.
no, I
But
understand. All right. So if we go here, if he goes
we'll take
f4.
that for free, and thank you so much. With the words, thank you so much.
But wait a second, I didn't understand. So here, I could just leave it as is, or
You
take
can
with the
take
pawn.
pawn.
With a pawn?
With the pawn, exactly, and
This is interesting, Balint, because I would be scared that I opened the line to my king.
I understand you completely, but you will take the pawn for free in that case. So he can push that f4 without consequences.
Okay, so you say this would be good. This is opening possibilities for me next time, because I was really scared to open up my king's pawn structure.
Yeah, completely understandable. No problem. Let's
Okay,
continue.
cool. Okay, cool. So what happened was he took with the bishop, and then I played knight t5. And then I have to tell you something. I just read my comments here, Balint, and it is, I think that I somehow have no understanding of the bishop pair. I tend to just go for the bishops, but all I did here was exchanging my better knight for his somewhat stuck bishop. And now he has a nice d5 for his knight, so I think black is slightly better here, having more space.
Interesting. Okay. Do you want my opinion for about this?
Of course.
First of all, with the bishop pair in the early phase of the game, you should open the center. Basically, the center is semi-open. So, also, I'm not a fan of that phrase, the bishop pair. Basically, the bishop pair means bishop pair against two knights. Usually, when your opponent have a light square bishop, like in this case, you should use your dark square bishop. So he's the ultimate weapon for you, and you should find a perfect spot for him. Usually, you need to put him in that position where he's hitting the main target or the squares around the main target. That is, of course, the king. And for example, if you have control over the d5 square, bishop c3 could be the perfect spot for him. First of all, how to dominate knight. That is the complete domination over the knight on c6, so not available knight a5, b4, d4, or e5, and he's on the longest diagonal. So at this moment, I'm not sure. We probably should end up with our bishop on that diagonal, and bishop c3 is one of the best moves later, but our plan. So maybe rook e1 follow up with d4. That is also good, and yeah, as you said, more space for black, and but it's questionable, it is really interesting. I don't know, knight h4 follow up with f4, rook e1, d4, a lot of options. Let's see what is coming.
Okay.
In any case, bishop pair means that not like a bishop pair, everything is about your bishop, dark square bishop, because he doesn't have the opponent, and he can't be stopped in some right moments and position where you organizing your pieces and make some synergy with him to attack the king. He can't be stopped. So in the future, I hope you'll have something concrete to use your dark square bishop for aggression and for attack.
Okay. Thank you. Understood. Then, yeah, he took the queen, and then I played after 4 minutes and 30 seconds rook e1. But in hindsight, I'm super unhappy. I did some, well, annotations here, and I thought knight h5 is way more active than the played rook e1. And that is because it attacks the bishop. Yeah, so he needs to go somewhere with the bishop or defend it. Yeah.
Probably
So,
he need to go on h7. That is some normal logical spot for him, or maybe
yeah,
bishop.
if he goes h7, yeah, I had this only way to protect against the fork on g6.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he has to go if he want to save the bishop.
But
He has to go there.
what
It's
I
not.
didn't put into the annotations here is basically he could just go queen e6 and has the bishop defended.
That seems ugly. I don't like this move.
Why?
Because you can just take that bishop. As I said,
Okay.
the bishop here in the early phase of the game could be very decisive advantage for the future. Now you are fighting. You want to fight everywhere, so maybe f4 or something like that.
Okay. So here you think white is slightly better?
I think white here is not just slightly better. I think this could be for some positional and good strategical player. This could be almost decisive advantage, because you should play, for example, h3 to give a spot for the king, and immediately f4 after that. You want to open everything where your snipers hitting through the central squares. You are keeping the center under your control, and the knights doesn't have some outpost. They doesn't have a safe spot. Some spot where they can land and stay a longer period. No stable square for them, and probably in that open position, of course, the bishops are much stronger.
Okay. Good. So then he play this is in my annotations here. So if he played bishop e6, I of course give him the fork, yeah, which is nice. If he goes bishop h7, yeah, then I have 5 question marks, yeah. I was unsure what to play next. I tried to go for maybe g4, g5.
Oof. No.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't know. So the question is, what would you have played then here?
Bishop h3.
Bishop h3. Okay.
Or but you said that you don't like that. I would probably push f4. That is also interesting activity for you. Maybe f4, but then in that case you have to take with your pawn some preparation. It is not necessary to rush at this moment, so please yeah, go back with f4. What do we have? Maybe rook e1 or bishop h3. That is what I rook e1 with idea f4 or bishop h3 also. Bishop h3 is a move which helps about idea to jump with your knight on f5.
Okay. Good. Okay. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I of course have to think about it later on. I will, after the stream, will take a look at the stream, of course, and check again, because sometimes it's just too fast and I have to process what you're saying, of course. Okay, so what I played instead, I really like this now, the knight on h4, but I played rook e1.
That is
And
also interesting. Rook e1. Wow, cool.
that, to me, it seems somehow so passive. Yeah.
I don't know. You are threatening now everything with the tempo. Knight h4, f4. So for me, this completely normal. How to say?
Yeah. Okay.
Rook on the semi-open file.
Okay. Good. So this is the end of my annotations. Yeah, and I didn't have the time to do more, so we have to do it on the spot. I will probably ask. So he took Balint. What really stressed me is that he basically moved everything within 30 seconds, except this move here. He took 5 minutes 30, yeah, to play Queen d7.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe
Maybe now.
getting the queen out of the way and yeah, making yeah, an additional attack on or bringing the bishop on h3 to attack the g2 pawn, bishop, sorry.
Anyway, when you played rook e1, Jan, in that case, he doesn't have any more that idea to force that light square bishop with bishop h3, because you can just come back with your bishop on h1, saving him, and that's it. So this battery queen on d7 and bishop on f5 is usually useful when your rook is on f1, and then his main idea is to bring the bishop on h3, and in that situation, in that case, you have to trade that bishop, leaving multiple weaknesses around king and standard story X on the king without that bishop, sniper, and dragon, or how to call that, call him fianchetted bishop. All these light squares could stay really vulnerable. But you have a plus, your rook is on e1, so probably you should organize some punch into the center.
Okay, so I understood that if he plays bishop h3,
You can just go back bishop h1.
okay, good, thank you. Okay,
that is a standard model how to save your bishop. Of course, you have to waste one tempo for rook e1 to remove the rook from f1. Otherwise, he'll be no escapes, right? So rook e1, and now you are ready. Queen d7, and
yeah,
what?
Balint, I was now kind of stupid, I think, because I was falling back into my blitz habits. Yeah, to sacrifice the bishop on h6 with my queen following up, and yeah.
c1.
Say it again.
You played queen c1.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm thinking the same now.
I'm guessing. I'm still guessing.
Okay. Yeah, so queen c1, the idea here just to have that firepower on h6 and sacrificing and launching somehow an attack, but that was too fast without really thinking, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, not realistic.
Yeah. But he reacted to it and played king h7 to secure that spot.
And now knight h4. No, maybe knight but it's not. It's nothing. Bishop h3 in any case.
Yeah, I played Balint here. I had no clue. I didn't know what to do. And it took me 14 minutes, 30 seconds. Yeah. To play bishop c3.
I like that move. Only if you manage to push the pawn into the center, so something like d4. As I said earlier, that bishop doesn't have the opponent, and if you find a way to use him, that could be very useful.
Okay. So do you say the move is okay? That is good. All right.
I think it's okay.
And by now, I think, what did I had as alternatives? I think knight to h4. Yeah, and what else?
My first view was connected with that move, knight h4, but then bishop h3 you should go back because you don't have bishop e4 check. If you have bishop e4 check, then everything is cool, but knight is there, and the knight on from f6 protects the e4 square. So basically, moving the knight from the center doesn't have some serious power and higher meaning. Why? So bishop c3, as I said earlier, he'll probably be the strongest there on this a1 h8 diagonal.
Yeah, but within 30 seconds he played knight d5, attacking that bishop.
Okay, and you see the small tactical idea and reason why bishop c3 still works.
Can't I just take the pawn on e5?
No.
But I attack the queen, and then his knight is hanging. No, it's not. If he takes, if he takes, his knight is protected by the queen. Okay, so no, I don't see it.
Check it. The same idea, better realization, and that's it. So discover attack, as you can see, Discover attack connected with unprotected piece. That knight on d5 is unprotected.
Yes. And how can I? Well, there's a check on g5.
Exactly. So you will not take some serious material advantage, but you
But
will
he gets a pawn
get
island and
pawns, double pawns. Exactly.
Barland. How very nice. I didn't see that at all. Okay, so let's just check here. I'll take, or he takes. It's a check.
He
Can he
takes.
do something
And the
else?
d5 pawn is hanging. That
He can
is.
do nothing. Okay, he has to take. And here.
Mm-hmm.
And now white is better.
White is much better, I believe, because especially now that dark square bishop becomes a beast, and probably you can play more concrete and more open with b4 and something like that.
Black now has a super weak
Super weak g pawns.
king
Mm-hmm.
side pawn
King side pawn, king side pawn, king side.
structure. Balint, I don't know if you know, I have to tell you something. I was doing tactics a lot, yeah, and in these tactics positions, I see it. And during the game, as you just noticed, I have no clue that there is something. Didn't see
I
it at
understand.
all.
Yeah, yeah.
So that is something I have to pay more attention to. So I'm going to write this down.
And
So
this was not some uh, tactical punch where you will hit or take some material. Maybe
mm,
that was the reason why you did not take
mm,
a serious approach, and you didn't watch. Okay, that is kind of trade, but positional deficit for him later, that double pawns and um, all king side exposed, and bishop pair, still bishop pair, reducing the material you are growing with your bishop pair power growing.
mm.
So every dark square could be very very badly exposed. So I don't see the good move for him. Only one move, that is g4 in this situation. So another wasted tempo. And
Balint, it's so sad in analysis to see this later and not during the game. Okay. So what I did instead, I was just protecting the bishop, but he took, of course, I think it is of course, and I took with the queen. Then he played bishop g4, and this time it took me 15 minutes 30 seconds. And for the next analysis, I really hope that I do my analysis before, so it gets quicker. Then I really have to take a look here and find out why did it take me 15 minutes 30 seconds. So what was I thinking?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was thinking a lot about getting the knight out of the way to have this attack on the knight and take, and then he would have a double bishop, double pawn on the c file.
Mm-hmm.
But that is not as weak as the double isolated pawns on the g file we had before, of course. So I think that was something I was thinking about. And what else? Yeah, what happens if I take the knight to d2 and then later to e4? I think these were my thoughts here, and I just couldn't decide.
Yeah,
Was
now you
also
stay without
yeah,
dark square, so everything seems like equal. I
hmm,
what to say, it's light square bishop, knight, knight, and yeah, maybe now he have a more space, as you mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah. I also thought about rook e3 to protect the knight.
Rook e3, I think, was correct. Also, the question is it possible? It's not. I thought you have d4, but it's not the case. Rook e3, rook e3 is completely fine. Knight d2. Knight d2 is questionable because f file is open and it's I don't know. Maybe you can play the move like d4. Can you?
Let's try. So I played d4. What's his best move now?
If he takes with the pawn, you will take with the knight. I believe all good.
Yes,
that
correct.
is one option.
Also,
And
also,
knight takes,
also
queen
equal,
takes.
right?
Well, maybe you are better because his king is more open then this sniper becomes really dangerous for his queen side. Also, one very useful general tip is that when you have a light square bishop or your opponent have a light square bishop, your queen should be on the dark square. So we are playing through the dark, and d4. I think it's nice. Of course, go with d4. I think the most concrete response is connected with the bishop f3. So when you push d4, bishop f3 seems like the most concrete answer about this one. But then you can take with your bishop. And now it is strange if he takes with the knight on d4. You'll take on b7. Seems like everything is okay. It's fine,
take on
right?
b7. Okay.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I for the eye. You gave the pawn on d4, and now you are taking the pawn back. So the material is equal. Also, the second option for him was to take e d4 instead of knight d4. So just one move back. Instead of knight d4, he also can take with the pawn. But then we have a very nice, tricky idea about Desperado.
Check with the queen d3.
You can take bishop c6.
Yeah, and taking his queen. Yes, correct.
And if he takes queen, you'll take the queen. So maybe queen c6, for example. Let's check that. First of all, I think you can trade the queens and rook e7. The other option is to take on d4. Instead of this one, you can take on d4 also. And when he takes on c2, you can see your queen spider protects everything, and you don't need to be scared about some attacks on f2 or something. You can just bring the other rook ac1, and I believe white is much better at this moment. You're better developed. Your queen is queen spider into the center. His king could be exposed, and after rook ac1, literally without any chances to stop that, you are going on the 7th rank with your rook, which is well known well known advantage for us.
Yes, okay. I see it, I get it, I understand it. Okay, good.
All
Thank
good.
you.
You're
But what I
welcome.
did, Barland, I played, I think this was a bad move now, the knight to h4. And I have no clue why I did that, because it's just simply bad. Yeah, so there's no way to go. And if he plays,
Maybe you
um,
played. Can I guess the idea why you played this move? Maybe you
please do
forgot
so,
about that.
yes.
But the idea behind knight h4 lies there. You want to push to play bishop e4 to give him a check, and
Bishop
then
e4
you
check.
have control
Yes, that might
of the
be the
g6 square.
one.
Hmm?
Yes, but that can be refuted by him playing d5.
Only if he played that now, d5. But
Yes.
then you have another good moves, I believe.
Okay, let's see. So he plays this one.
For example, that. What do we have?
Yeah,
Do you have
and
something
I
in
cannot
your?
play the bishop to e4 now, checking. Then the bad thing actually here is if he plays um, g5, yeah, that's the threat, I think, is my knight is trapped.
That. Yeah, that was that. That is the reason why you said, and why you. I saw that your thoughts was there about that knight h4 and g5 idea, but
Mhm.
who knows? Maybe you can sacrifice on e5 at this moment, or
But
let me check. Do we have something else?
I don't
Hmm.
see it. So if I, well, just making moves now. So if I play the pawn,
Hmm.
yeah, he has to retreat or just go h3.
Hmm.
And then if he plays h3, for example, I could
Then
just,
your knight is not in trouble. You
yes, I
don't
could
need
just
to pay.
take. And if
Yeah,
he
you
takes with the
escape.
queen, I just go here and we're good.
Mm.
Mhm.
So you don't need to trade. You can just wait for his g5 and then bishop h3, knight g2.
Where, when?
I'm sorry?
Where, when? You said I can just wait for his g5?
Mm-hmm. So
But where? What move? So
if he goes earlier, here after f3, you are completely free with your knight. Bishop h3, and now imagine, okay, bishop h3.
bishop h3.
Now,
I play my
and now,
bishop to h3 now.
no.
Yeah.
He will play
Yes.
his turn, right?
Yeah, we had that
And now
one. Yes. Mm.
you are waiting for his g5. In
Okay.
the
So.
moment when he pushed g5, you can
Mm.
take on h3 and come back with your knight. So your knight is
Ah, I understand.
completely
Okay, get it.
safe and
Mm.
completely secure. So you have one move to do whatever you want. Probably you
Okay.
should
Mm.
think about that, how to protect f3 pawn. But yeah,
Okay. So what if we place another move here, like just here?
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
So I could open this one up to get the
That
f3.
is for free. That is for free. That doesn't work. He'll take that.
Yes. Yes.
So, mhm. I'm not sure what.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just take it that knight h4 just gave me lots of problems. So
Exactly.
that was not a good move after 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So shame on me. Yeah. So luckily, what he played was, and I don't know why, King G8. I have no clue why. There was no. Well, basically, I think he didn't see D5 and was fearing the E5, E4.
Not necessary to do anything with the king because you don't have a threat.
Yeah, even if I play the bishop, he could still then go back.
Exactly. Now you have a threat because you can give him a check with your bishop. That is cool.
But I have one more question here, and it is, I played knight h8-4. So if he played this right away,
then, as we said, you have a bishop e4 check.
yes, correct. And then I have that extra space for the okay. Good.
For the knight or knight g6, you can go up after bishop e4. You can go maybe up on g6 or back on g2. Also, in the main line, we have a very very cool situation. I am just waiting to show you. I noticed a very interesting combo.
Okay, let's go.
In the previous situation when he goes on g8 with the king,
Yes.
look at this tricky maneuver. For example, let's try to calculate this position. If you goes with knight g6, what is coming? What is the most logical move for black?
If I go knight g6 now, his rook is attacked. So he probably
One of
needs
the most
to.
logical move for him is
I would just go rook f6.
rook f6. So after knight g6, rook f6, you have bishop c6.
Bishop c6.
Oh, sorry, bishop c6. You're right. And now after bc6, you have a queen.
Barland, I see something very nice.
And the rook is hanging, of course.
The rook? The queen?
In a previous situation, why he has to take the queen or do something about that threat? The main problem for him is rook is hanging. So just one move back instead of knight. Yeah, one more. And yeah, when you took on the pawn, so he cannot. The queen is protected by the bishop, and the reason why he can't take on g6 is just a simple move, queen a8. The rook is hanging.
Yes. Correct.
So that is the reason why this could work well, and you can trade the ladies or what he's gonna do. I don't know. Something like queen d8. Can you see what next?
Queen d8. Hold on.
I'm not sure is that okay, but you have
Hold on. Wait.
interesting.
Let me think. Yeah. So, the rook is not hanging anymore, so my knight is under attack, and I have to take care of that. So, the only move right out of the bat is knight h4 back. Is there anything else I can do? No, I see nothing. Hold on. I can protect with the queen on e4, but that gives me the bishop on f5 forking.
Knight move.
A knight move. A knight move. A knight move. check on e7. If he takes with the queen, I get his hanging rook on a8.
Exactly. So that was also something what is, how to say, playable.
But what if he plays a king move instead? So here's a check. The queen cannot take. So he just attacks the knight.
You can give a check and come back on d5.
Where do I give a check now?
No, you can
just go
go
here.
d5. Yeah.
And this is nice because the rook is attacked and we have a
7.
pawn on c7.
7. You can trade the ladies and that's it.
Nice. Balint, I like doing the analysis with you. It's great. It's just a shame that I cannot think of these things in the game.
During the game like this, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So we move on after the king to g8. I played queen c4 check.
Queen c4 check. Okay.
Yeah, also attacking the bishop, of course. So I think, well, his queen protects the bishop. Yeah, so he has moved to put the bishop to e6, attacking my queen. And then I need to find a new spot for her.
Yeah, that was defensive aggressive move. We spoke about that opportunities, that options.
So
this bishop d5 is also fine, and I don't know.
Bishop d5.
Oh wait! No! We have queen c4, bishop e6. We have one very fancy move. We have one queen c4 check. That was okay.
Queen c4, okay.
And now after bishop e6, we have amazing idea of pinning.
We have an amazing idea of pinning. Let me check. So an amazing idea of pinning. An amazing idea of pinning. Oh, Balint, I see something. Do you mean bishop h3?
For example, that is kind of eye for the eye, right?
Yes, so he had to protect with the rook to e8 probably.
Use your knowledge about tactical stuffs and do not be scared. You are just super scared about that. How to say, he attacks, I'm going back. I attack, I hope he's going back. Instead of that, check that.
Balint, let's just check what would have happened. So I played h3.
Nothing special, but you can trade a lot. Now, no, you don't need to move again. You can play something like, I don't know, f4, knight g6, maybe f4. F4 is really cool. Nothing happens. He cannot take the bishop. If he takes the queen, he's in trouble. He's losing then. So if he takes the queen, you'll take his lady, double attack, bishop c6 at the end. The bishop on c4 is...
Balint, this is so super cool because one of the games I got analyzed by international master, the Big Greek. He is a YouTube star in Germany, like huge celebrity, yeah. And he was doing analysis at the tournament for everyone. So you just had to stand in line, wait until it's your turn, hand him the game sheet, and he starts analyzing. And for one game, he said, well, that was a solid game, but what you have to do better is you have to see more options. So think of more candidate moves. Yeah.
Exactly.
And I know I have one idea and I follow up. And I don't think it look at a lot of other moves. Okay, so this is a nice reassuring of that idea that I have to take a look at more candidate moves. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
more
you.
candidate moves, and do not, inception is problem. Instant idea, I should go back or something, and you are not going forward. You are going back all the time. You are trying to save your pieces instead of that to attack him and make some compensation. So.
Oh, I just see that Quadex is in the Twitch chat. So hello, Anders. Nice seeing you. And I really would like to get a ping or so, because I don't see it on my second computer right the moment they write. So he said you can still go knight e7, probably earlier on. Yes,
Exactly.
correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Balint, but I'll take the advice, of course, happily. Thank you again. Yeah, so yeah, that was nice with bishop h3. Didn't see it. I played bishop d5.
Okay, this is not bad move, but yeah, try to see more options. Exactly.
Okay, so he took, I took,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then he played rook f7.
I'm not sure about this position, but maybe you're better, Jan, at this moment. He have a less pawn around the king, and then in this case, knight completely has a purpose on h4. So you'll see, will you come back on g2, follow up with f4, or you can also use him for aggressive ideas like a knight g6. Also, what you need to think about and how to protect that is that knight jump into the center. So probably you should never allow that knight d4 for easy and free, because you are also, your king structure also could be exposed. As you know, that is x on the king. Without that bishop, you have multiple weaknesses around the king, so you have to prepare, you have to stop that knight d4, and later opportunity for him to end up on f3. So maybe later he can play g5 and then knight d4, and you are in trouble. So if you notice how you can be hurt, how he can hurt you, so you should probably think about f3, c3 at this moment, move something like that, or
Yeah, to prevent it.
c3,
Yes.
c3. Then you have a rook e2, and doubling your rooks, you can protect your weaknesses on the f2 very easily. You
played
played
c3.
c3.
Yes.
Bravo.
Okay, and he now played g5. Yeah. So I played, well, now as you're saying it, knight g6 would have been an option, but I don't
But
think
no,
I don't think a viable option, because I would just lose it. Because if he attacks it, I need to protect with the queen, and then he just comes with d5 and it's gone. Okay. So
yeah,
only option knight g2, and he played king g7. I was not sure. I was thinking that he would come up with f8, although rook f8, but he didn't. So I really have no clue why he played this one. I think it is losing time.
Yeah. Okay, what is coming is probably rook e2, right? What you
My
played.
move was rook a d1.
Okay, but I'm not sure. Do we have some serious practical reason or purpose for the rook on the d file? Will you push d4, or
Yes, that was the reason. D4, and then just, well, he cannot take with the, if I take on E5, he cannot take with the pawn. So, but it wouldn't
Understand.
work because he could just take with the knight, but I could take with my rook. He still cannot, well, he could take because it's protected by the rook. So probably that was a miscalculation on my side here.
No, all good, all good. It was not miscalculation at the end. You can take the queen,
Yeah, because I
and
have the rook still on the d5. True.
exactly.
Yeah.
So all good.
Mm.
I hope you do that d4. No, do not play rook a d1 if you are not
No, no.
if you are
If I
not
don't
ready to
follow up
put
with the idea, yes. Mm.
you are not following your idea,
Mm.
and now you are the wasted tempo. Instead of
Yeah.
that, you can play rook e2 and rook f1 if you don't have a d4 idea. So you have to find a purpose and to
Tawakam,
you know
hello.
have the,
Tawakam also in the Twitch chat. Okay, nice.
well
Hello. Mm.
you should keep going with that idea to develop to some old phrase. It is it's better to have a bad idea and follow the bad idea instead of no follow up. So
Yes, I heard
if
that
you
one
play
before.
rook a d1, push the d4, and who knows, maybe you were right and good position. Yeah,
Okay.
but
He played.
okay.
Okay, so he played rook a f8, what I thought he would play earlier, attacking my f7 pawn,
F2
and
pawn, and you need to bring the rook on the second rank, right?
rook d2.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
So
good.
he played queen c8, and I also, well, I think he just wanted to get out of the action file on the d file with the queen. So he probably spotted my idea and said that it's too dangerous. I just move her away. Otherwise, I don't see a purpose for that one.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Mm.
So rook d2, his turn.
Yeah, then I played too late d4, and he played now the knight move.
Knight e7.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with that, I need to move my queen, and I chose queen e4. And Balin, speaking of time, I always like to show you where we are. So we are at move 27. So I had only 33 minutes left, and he had still 1 hour 11. He was playing really
Yeah,
fast.
big difference. Difference in time.
Okay. And by the way, I would like to show you the new feature by the Chess Dojo. They have a rating, a time management rating. I don't know if you see this on the screen, but my time management rating is 2628, which means I used my time well. And Black got a time management rating of 903, which means he used it poorly. But also, the Chess Dojo says it doesn't mean that the one who uses his time badly by playing fast loses. Yeah, it just means that he didn't take a lot of time to think. Yeah, if you know all the best moves in short time, it's perfectly fine. But they just noticed by taking a look at over 1,000 games, over 10,000 games, that the amateurs who are beginners are mostly not using their time correctly, and that's why they invented the time management rating. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a ideal time usage, Yeah, so the green line here shows this is where you should be in your time. Yeah, and you can see I was here a little bit above it, then below, above, and at the end a little below this. And they say player moved faster than ideal on average. Yeah, so I could have taken a little bit more time to think still. Okay, and for me it really helps because I notice that I'm somewhat in time trouble sometimes, and just making this a habit to look at it after a game is just nice, a nice reminder for time management. Okay, that is just beside, but also important. Okay, so here I moved the queen away to e4, and I think that might have been a bad idea, but maybe a good idea. Yeah, so if we text it right away with d5, I can just take e5 with a check. So I think for now the queen is good. Do you have a better place for her?
Yeah, still, in my opinion, I'm watching this one very unclear. He dislocated the lady very. He pushed that queen on.
c8 is super inactive. Yeah.
Yeah, so you now his turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, and now what he did have? Some knight g6, knight. What was played
He
from
played
his?
knight g6.
So this is okay because knight g6 it's not available every time the pawn is there. So on g3, and I don't see the bigger purpose and reason why he came there on g6.
Yeah, me neither. I have no clue. So, but as you know, that doesn't mean a thing if I have no clue. Yeah, it is just
Exactly.
unclear. Yeah, okay. So what I do is, well, it was protecting d5, of course. That's why he played g6. True. So knight e5, not to give him a isolated pawn. So I think g6 was well justified.
Okay. Now you should. It's a problem. It's a problem about f3 square, right?
Yes, and I didn't see that at all. I did not. So after knight g6, I should have probably done something else to not give
No,
him the opportunity to go to target f3.
you have f4. And you can take with your knight. So I for di all the time.
So we are
But
here, and you're
that
saying now I should play knight f here f4.
f4 pawn f4.
I didn't see it at all. I saw this, yeah. He has a royal fork, more or less. Yeah, well, not with the queen, but rook, rook, king. I didn't see it at all, and I also didn't see f4. Yeah, so I took.
f4 is something what can stop the rook activities.
Yes, I did not see it, and I was like, Balint. This was a situation where I was like, okay, Jan, you have a draw from the first game and you need to win this. So I really fought hard. I gave it my all. And then I did this, to my eyes, mistake. Yeah, like I didn't know how to defend this. Yeah, and I didn't see f4. So I only took 2 minutes 30 to think, okay, what happens? I was sad. I was like, I can just give up right away. And yeah, so I was angry.
We
Yeah,
spoke about that mentality.
mm,
That is the last option. It's never too late to resign.
mm,
So mentality is also very important to keep it strong and do not give up. Okay, what you played?
I played queen d4, but then he
Oof.
played king g8, and the threat is gone. Of course, now there was still time to play f4. I didn't see it again.
Now it's not possible anymore because the queen protects the f3 square. At this moment, when the knight is not being f4 doesn't work because of knight f3.
True, yes, you're
And
correct. Yes, yes, yes.
literally family fork.
Yes.
every
Yeah, it's a pain.
every
Yes,
moment
it's
counts.
it's a nice. I think it's a great position for a puzzle book. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yes. So what I thought is, okay, before I get this royal super fork, I just trade the rook for a pawn and a knight. So that's why I took. But
It's okay.
Balint, wait a second, wait a second, hold on. I need to mark this. So here we have this one. He took with the knight, and here I was able to play f4. That would have saved that, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would have saved the position. Okay. Didn't see it. Thank you. Okay. And here it's still equal with f4, right?
Who knows? Maybe you are
Mm.
even better because I believe
Oh,
he has to take. You can take with your knight, and it's unclear.
mhm. Okay, we leave it as is, but it's okay. So what I did, Balint, is I took with the rook, then he took with this one, and then I took here. Okay, so and here I thought, okay, I'm now materially down, but I give you the hardest fight I can give you. So I really tried.
Yeah, okay.
Mm.
It's not over.
Mm.
It's not over, Jan. Do not resign. Do not. Mental
Yes,
strength still playable. That's
yes,
the conclusion.
yes. So
Okay,
he
Tina.
queen 5. So I played queen e1 to protect f2.
Okay, you don't want to trade, so 93 is coming.
Would it be alright to trade the queens?
I'm not sure. It's questionable. So queen e1, okay.
Okay, queen e1, and he played queen a5, attacking the
Okay.
a2 pawn. And I thought, okay, his king is pretty safe by now. Yeah, and I was just concentrating on protecting the pawn. Then he played queen b5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I believe you finally found the Knight improvement, knight e3. Or something before, but you should do something
Yeah,
with your...
it's pretty inactive here, right? Yeah, so I played h4.
Okay, that is also
Mhm.
probably good because you are provoking him to do something or making
Yes,
some
if
weaknesses
he takes,
around.
I wanted to take with the knight.
Of course, that
Mhm.
is
Okay,
primary.
so he played now rook e8, taking my queen. I cannot take the rook for protection, but I could have taken the knight for protection.
But you are pinning your knight, and that is not good. So
Yes, correct.
queen
So,
one maybe is okay. Just
okay,
simple one,
queen
picking a
d1.
bet. Bravo. Queen
Mhm.
h5 is a threat, and his queen, his lady could be exposed.
Yeah. So rook e to e7.
Whoa. Ah, now there is a chance, Jan. Queen h5.
My queen to h5.
Did you
Let me
saw
check.
something like that? Oh, that is super fancy.
I'm just thinking why and how and what. If I play queen a5 or h5? h4, it would
h5.
be h5. Okay. So h5, I think I never took a look at it, and I don't know why that would be so good. Okay, Balint, I play queen h5, and now...
Or
Well, I played
h6
it.
is...
Oh, hold on, I played it.
Oh,
Okay,
bravo.
okay, I played it. So obviously I wanted to attack h6, or giving a check on first g6.
Oh, yeah, if you give a check on g6, you'll give him a checkmate next one. Also, unprotected piece,
Yes.
and as my chess title colleague Big Greek said, you should find more options, and Queen h4, for example, gives you another interesting path to continue your attack. That is a move knight to f4.
Knight to
And
f4.
so imagine your turn now. You can play knight to f4. He cannot take with the opponent. You have some ideas to reach g6 square.
Yes. Balin, these were all my hopes. And I guess I saw my attacking chance, but didn't know really how to follow through. So what he did is king g7 protecting. Yeah.
Especially now. Especially
Yes,
now.
yes, yes, yes. Balin, I didn't see it during the game. No.
You should, for example, for your next tournament, your small skirmish, your goal should be connected with that. Let's surprise the opponent. Try to surprise yourself and also try to surprise your opponent. So do not let him guess your next move. Try to be not original, but exactly like Big Greek said, you should take more options. You have to see more different ways how to approach your fight, and you'll see every time you have something interesting, something unexpected for your opponent. Sometimes you'll surprise even yourself, but imagine how your opponent could feel in that moments.
Ireland, it's amazing. And here it's an excuse, but it's a bad excuse. Just take a look at the time here. We were at move 37. And well, I still had, well, enough time, I think. 7 minutes 30. Yeah, so I was not really in a hurry, but Okay, maybe that would have worked if I had seen it, but I did not. Okay, so I played after King G7. I played Queen G4, and I think I don't know why. What does it do? Somehow to get to D4, I think. But that. Mm, But
Queen
Barland, I
G4.
just. I was just checking the back rank with E1 and giving me check, but that would have been okay as the knight would be gone
I'm
from
not
G2.
but if he reach that back rank,
Mm,
you're done. Rook E1 and Queen F1. But yeah, your
mm,
knight is protector there. But okay, Queen G4,
mm,
still playable. It's really tough
So let's
to.
check F4, then check. I need to
No,
go.
it doesn't have that option. You can go on H2, not on G2 because Queen F1
Mm,
directly. King H2. And now Queen F1 doesn't work, checkmate in few moves. Queen G6 and bye bye.
Queen G6 and bye bye sounds nice. Yes, it's a check. He has to go to the back rank. I give him another check. Yes.
Oh, king chasing his king everywhere.
Mm,
At the end, you will add the rook, and I believe he's
mm-hmm. Yeah.
mated in that case.
Okay. So after my Queen G4, he played Rook D7. I
Mm,
played
okay.
Rook E2.
Okay. Also, I
Mm,
believe fine and good to save some traits. Okay,
yeah.
he's forcing that badly, and
Mm,
uh,
yeah. I
how
didn't want
to
to. Well,
I know.
the thing is why I didn't want to exchange is if I exchange, he could
Mhm.
just take and yeah, I somehow just didn't like it. I thought giving him two rooks against rook and knight would be a disadvantage to me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I didn't like
Yeah,
the queen exchange.
understand. So what was instead of queen exchange, you played queen b4. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm. Maybe queen a4 to stop the rook d1 check, something like that. Some try
Yeah,
to
I
find a
didn't see it. That would have been better. Yes, I think
bigger
okay.
purpose because realistic purpose you will not take
Mm,
on b. And now
yes.
I'm not sure, but he can continue with rook d1, queen b1 very
What did you
badly.
say? Sorry, rook d1.
Rook d1, rook queen b1. So check, and if
Mm,
you move,
I could have moved here.
but that is not good. He'll take queen f2. It's bye bye.
R2, correct. Yes. Bye bye. This wouldn't work. So then, um,
You have to go, for
mm,
example, queen king h. Yeah.
mm,
And now we have a very wait a second. For example,
mm.
he can prepare you some brilliant checkmates like h5, for example. He can play h5, and then you are done. For
With
example, if you
h5,
take,
I'm done.
I'm not completely sure is that bye bye. Maybe he can take on b7, but then he can sacrifice. H5 was the reason. The reason why H5 is to give you to sacrifice the lady with Queen H3. and after that, rook h1 checkmate.
I don't get it what you're saying. So I would
So
be
play, for
sacrificing my
example, just
lady.
take e7.
Say it again, sorry.
Take with your queen on b7. And now queen h3 checkmate.
Queen h3 is not checkmate.
Yes, it is. In 2 moves.
Ah, and 2 moves. Yeah, funny. Ah, Balin, you're good. Okay. So yeah, that would have been really nice, of course. True. Okay.
So as you can see, multiple tactical ideas and options how to continue the attack
Yes, he
here.
played queen f3, attacking the rook.
I don't get it. He's too young for grandpa moves.
Oh, good. Okay. So queen b5.
Okay.
Yeah, protecting
all
the
the
rook.
time. Okay.
He played rook d5. Then
Uh-huh.
I played queen e8.
Yeah, you are all the time finding some ideas to protect that rook, which protect the f2 and yeah, connection.
Yeah, it's a problem because well, okay. So yeah, queen e8. Then he took. I took with the knight, and that
And you are
was a big problem. Yes, he played rook d1. Check.
now no.
And that was really funny because in the moment where he played d1, he was not waiting a second to tell me it's checkmate. And I was like, yes, I saw it the moment you moved it. Yeah, and that was that. Yeah. So
Yeah, you can
I
play
lost.
rook e1.
Yeah, rook e1, and then ta-da!
You can f2, and you should play on h1, and he'll take on e1, and
Yes, it's
yeah,
just very bad. Yes.
just
Okay,
very
so
bad.
Barland, I lost the game, and I was really sad. Like my teammates from FC St. Pauli, we have this signal chat. I told them I always did a photo of the end position. Told them I lost and I'm really sad now. I really have to find a way how to, well, especially in the first game, first day of the tournament. Everyone hopes for at least well, 1 win or so, yeah. And I didn't manage a win. I managed a draw and a loss. So I knew this wouldn't be a tournament where I would end up as I should have, or at least in my opinion, yeah. So I was really sad that I lost this game, like really sad. And
I know that yeah, and that is feeling after one loss is you know that is how to say that one loss wake up million negative thoughts, and I don't know, every time is super tough to continue normal after loss. So 100 winnings doesn't give that type of happiness like one loss,
yes,
one of sadness.
yeah,
So or that seems like it is. So I don't know. Sometimes it's the best way to forget that loss is to go tomorrow and win the game. I lost one
yes,
game on the final game on the Serbian Cup, and I played that tournament actually really well. And after a long period, I played some tournament, but at the end, that lost completely. Ruined my feelings and good impressions about everything what I done before. But yeah, it happens, and it would come if you play chess. That is coming. It's just a matter of time. So
yeah,
be
all right,
aware that it's coming, and
yeah.
try to mentally prepare yourself about that loss is coming.
Yeah. So, Balint, would you be in to do this quick run through on leeches for the recap? You know, like we did before, that I just put it on leeches into the game study, and you just in 5 to 10 minutes run us through the game.
Of course.
Okay, that is nice. Alrighty. So then I need to, how do I put it into leeches? Leeches is here. And if I'd like to import a game, you know, I don't do this very often. How do I do this, Balint? Is it under tools? Import game, there it is, right? Yes. Paste PGN text here. So I just copy the PGN. Then I go here. Einfügen, hold on. Or upload a PGN file, request a computer, no, import the game. So this is good. And then I put it to the analysis board. Hold on. How do I put it into the study? Just do I click on study? Yes, I put it into game studies. And there we have it. Okay. And you should be able to see it in the game study on leeches now. In the meantime, I will just put OBS correctly. Hold on. Okay, so here and here and there. Then I can make this really large. Yes, this should work in a second. Okay. Yes. Balint, it's all set up. And
Can you send me the invitation for that study?
yeah, it's in our usual normal game study. So hold on.
All the time the same question from my side.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Yeah, usually you find it pretty quick.
Press under fire.
Yes, correct.
Just under fire.
And Mark Norris is in the YouTube chat. Hello, Mark. Nice seeing you. I hope you're still on. Sometimes I don't see the chat, and it's just would be nice if I have a ping or something for that, because I don't have it on my main screen. But nice that you're here. Thank you.
Yeah, knight to f3.
Yes, there you are. All right.
Knight f3, d6, g3, e5. All standard and good. e4, knight f6, d3, knight c6, bishop g2, bishop e7, short castle, short castle. For now, everything is perfectly fine. Knight goes to c3, h6, bishop e3, white continue with development. Knight goes to g4, and after that, bishop d2 to save the dark square bishop. Of course, that moment when the knight is not anymore on f6, giving the opportunity for the black to push and make some punch into the center with f5. In any case, I believe this was completely fine. Ef5, bishop f5, and now move knight to d5. It's okay to attack the dark square bishop and maybe changing him, giving another opportunity to step up with your knight on h4. Knight goes back on f6, and then knight to e7. Queen takes on e7, rook e1. Queen d7, and yeah, queen c1. Maybe a slightly, a little bit reckless move and no point move, because I think you'll never you can sacrifice there on h6, because queen is on the 7th rank and he's coming immediately after all these trades with the move queen g7, stabilizing the situation around the king and doesn't allow any unexpected attack. So king to h7, not necessary, but played. Bishop c3, all good. Queen d2, and finally she's out. And after this move, bishop g4, we saw one very interesting variation, and that is connected with the opportunity to play d4. Instead of that, knight h4 gives another chances with connected with the bishop e4, follow up with knight g6 also. This other diagonal a2 g8 is exposed, and queen could be used there for that activities. Now we saw that knight g6 and bishop c6 follow up with queen c6. That was also opportunity, and that was possible to be to play that on the board, but rook f e8 instead of rook f6 can stop that. So your choice was completely fine, queen c4. But after this, I think you have a very nice tricky option, that is a move bishop h3, and he can't move the bishop because the queen, everything is pinned. So one very nice example how to pin all pieces in with one move. Okay, bishop d5, forcing some trades and nothing bad. So everything was fine, and c3 to prevent knight d4, g5, knight g2, and king g7. So this rook a d1 maybe was a slight small inaccuracy. Instead of that, I believe much better move was rook e2, follow up with rook f1. Also, h4 at one moment is very nice to provoke that g pawn or make even more weaken king side. Rook a d1, and now rook d2 to protect f2 and d4. So rook d1, rook d2, and d4. You at the end you follow up your idea. You start, and now knight g6. I don't see the bigger point why, and no purpose. But you gave him a purpose when you took a pawn on e5. And now family fork is a threat. Knight to f3. Last chance for you to save yourself from that problems was a move f4. So in the move with the move f4, you are blocking the f file, and f3 is not anymore exposed like before. Instead of that, you played queen d4, and after this, unstoppable problem on the square f3. Family fork is coming, and you can stop that. So you have to sacrifice, which is not. Sorry, this doesn't seem really any at this moment. It's okay. Black is better, quality up, but still playable. Queen a5, I don't understand this move. Okay, he's attacking a2 pawn, a3, queen b5. Or what about this one? He doesn't have any threat. So h4 is completely fine. Now queen d1, I like that move. And we can see with the computer, I believe after queen h5 is completely, yeah, rook d8, queen h5. Also really interesting. It's completely playable, just slight advantage for black. So king g7, and I think now that idea with the knight, even knight e3 was a correct, or knight f4, knight e3 maybe. Queen g4 doesn't it wasn't necessary, but okay. Now it's question. Yeah, you cannot trade. You cannot trade because he will take with his queen, and
Yes.
another problem, the queen is hanging. So rook e2, queen f5, queen b4, queen f3, queen b5, rook d5, and after queen e8, there is a problem. He took a pawn, and he realized if you take that with your knight, which is normal and logical to keep that protection and pawns around the king, you made a crucial mistake. You took a
Yes.
pawn, and now it is over. Rook d1. You cannot save the king h2, rook h1, and something like rook e1, queen f2 with follow up with a checkmate or big material losses. Good game, Jan.
Yes. Well, basically that's what I told myself. Yeah, just for motivation. Also, the teammates from FC St. Pauli said, well, it's just one game, so don't hang yourself because of that. So
Hey,
just keep on playing the
but you
best you
want to
can.
hang ours. We want to hang after this type of games or after loss. Every time is it's really tough. So
Yeah,
we
so
have to
again, I
way to
had
go.
a draw out of 2 games, and I really had hopes to get like 3 or 4 points in the tournament. Yeah, so this was a bad first day from the result point of view, but from the playing point of view, I think it was for my ability where I'm standing right now, it was kind of okay. Yeah, so I couldn't be really mad with myself. I thought I was not playing really bad. It was just
Yeah.
again this very slight one moment where I made the blunder, and that's what I got, of course. Okay. Okay. But the good
It's
thing
not
is,
you
Balint,
fought
what I
really
really
well.
said again, sorry.
You fought really well. That was a moment at the end, but you had your chances.
Yes. So I thought at least I was not slaughtered. Yeah. And I really thank you for the analysis, Balint. It showed me again my flaws, of course. And I really take to my heart the idea of thinking about more candidate moves, giving me more options. So that is really
Give
something
you
I'm
more
gonna.
options, exactly. And
Mm,
thank you so much. It was a pleasure, Jan. I believe you played well, and you had some very interesting ideas. So more options in the future could be uh,
mm.
should
Okay.
be your task and goal for the next games.
Yeah. And the next game started next morning, of course, 9 o'clock in the morning. And we'll probably take a week before we go to the analysis. But I can already tell you, Balint, that I have a surprise for you in the next game. So we'll see how that goes, of course.
I
Okay.
like so
Mm,
much these meetings, this type of meetings,
mm.
and analyzing your games and guessing the moves. So I think you should play
Mm.
more to have more material for this evening fun.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. I have to admit, Mark says also it looks like a well fought game. I fought the best I could because I really wanted at least to get a draw or a win, so I don't
Hmm.
get out of game of day number one with a minus. Yeah, like 1 point would have been okay. A draw was not okay for me, but I really
Yeah,
gave it my
so
all. I
was
was really sad, and it took me some time to pick myself up again. Yeah, from this. Yeah. So what I wanted to tell you is it was my 12th game over the board in a tournament setting, and Balint, I totally love it. The atmosphere and everything, it just is super great. We were in the Hotel Maritime in Travemünde. It was in their big conference hall, and everything was super well organized, and it was really good. And what I didn't tell you, Balint, is on the day before we had a Blitz tournament, 7 games with 3+2, and I won 3 games and lost 20 ELO points, but I still think it was okay because 3+2 is still not my favorite time setting as
yeah.
people have time to think. So 3+0 gives me way more chances. But it was really nice, a great experience as it. I only played 2 times before blitz over the board in a tournament setting. So that was super cool. And I was surprised that many people were blitzing out the first 10 moves without thinking at all. And as I have no real opening preparation, of course, that gave me some kind of negative start. But I enjoyed it. It was great. So everybody who listens to this, just do it.
Yeah, great experience, and you'll be better your next Blitz tournament, and yeah.
Alrighty, then Balin, thank you again. We'll continue this in a week's time, I think, if we don't find a time earlier. And I hope you like this setting. For me, it's a really good and deeper analysis if I do analysis before for myself. Yeah, and it just sticks way better to me that I know what to ask you, and I'm not surprised in the rest of the analysis.
Oh, good. Just don't ask the computer, and that's it. At the end, you can analyze, and later I can give you some suggestions, and at the end, computer is the final boss. But in any case, try to think about that, why you play that, and your emotions, and to take that critical approach, why I'm blind, or why I'm missing that move, or blah blah blah. Million question will move your thoughts for further for the next games, and that is the way, that introspection, and you can be better because of that. So just ask yourself right questions: why I'm doing this, or try to see the some mistakes you can do again and again, and try to think about that and find the reason why.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
is the way how you can make some improvement for the future and your next games.
That's the plan, absolutely. Okay. So, Tower Comes says, looking forward for the next session. Me too. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it was nice.
Alrighty, then, as always, we do some kind of rating on Twitch, and I leave everyone with a very happy good night. Thank you, Balint.
Good night, Jan. You're welcome. Bye bye.
Starting the raid. Okay, ending the stream on YouTube.